there was a formula for happiness, what is one thing that would have to be in it?
I think that is going to be a very difficult question to answer because everyone's happiness is different. It's defined by the person. So some people are happy with $200 in their bank account, and there's millionaires that are not happy and they have a full bank account. So I think it just really derives from the specific person.
It makes sense. I just learned from our psychologist guest that he treats it as a verb. That's a continually moving target and not a thing to wind up at. Well, you help people in this major, life decision, transition, and tell me what you like about it. What do you like about helping people buy and sell their home?
So I've always been the type of person that likes to help people and achieve goals. So before being a real estate agent, I was actually an occupational therapist. So it's always been ingrained in me to just help people in general. So as far as the home buying process, I love to be able to help people to elevate their financial goals. So I help people from rentals to first-time home buyers, and also luxury as well. I have multiple investors that buy multiple properties and rent them out and do affordable housing for people. So just my goal in real estate is to help people achieve what their goal is.
Right, and yeah, much different goals for someone renting a house and is hoping for their first one versus, an investor there. Any broad, kind of generalizations you see on, well, let's just say on the first-time home buyer. Right? Might be the American dream. It might be, they put so many things onto that. Do they put too much?
Absolutely. I see a lot of first-time home buyers have fear of even starting the process. One, it's a big process. It's one of the biggest purchases you'll make your entire life. And two, there's a lot of known. People don't know everything that goes into the home buying process, and they're afraid to take that first step. So that's a very common thing that I see with a lot of first-time home buyers.
Yeah, fear. I did not respond well at a time in my life when somebody said I was, acting and my decisions were being made on fear, and I denied it, vehemently. Have come around to see some of that in, myself and able to just address it. You can do a little bit different. So, I came up with an acronym. FOMO is a famous one that, people, make $500,000 decisions, and sometimes they're doing it for the wrong reason, for fear of missing out on something. But tell me about what you think about this acronym I came up with, which is FOGTOW.
Okay, explain
All right.
that one.
Well, remember the Tao of Pooh, of Winnie the Pooh? That's all I know about Taoism. So in my mind, it's Winnie the Pooh emerging from the fog. But that has nothing to do with it. It's the fear of getting taken advantage of. That's one of the ones I see on the mortgage side is they want the best deal, right? But if you're down to the last, penny, it's not always about that as it is, I just don't want to get screwed over in a major way. And you gotta look out for that, especially on making giant decisions. Even as we were talking before we started recording here, you talked about somebody, a CEO wiring a lot of money because they got tricked by AI. Well, what do you think about being alongside people as they're on, it's an emotional journey. I've heard, realtors often say, I'm half therapist and then half, all of the actual real estate work. Well, how do you find, being alongside people on that kind of emotional journey?
I'm a very empathetic person, so I usually, at least if it's not over text message, can kind of feel and read people a little bit. I have a little bit of a talent for that, so I can kind of judge, like, if they're feeling anxious about something, if they're not telling me everything, those kinds of things. So repeat the question one more time for me.
Just how do you find being that? You're describing it. What's it like being along people on this? They go from exploring at the beginning to moving in and moving out one day.
My favorite word that I learned from another agent is nervous-sided. And
Nervous-sided?
Yes.
Okay.
They're very nervous about the process because it's all new to them, but they're super excited at the same time.
Got it.
So it's nervous and excited together, and
Right.
that happens almost every transaction, especially for first-time home buyers, even for renters sometimes too. So that's one of my favorite words for real estate is nervous-sided.